What is up, everyone? This is James at Lock in the Value, talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. Here on this channel, I try and review projects, try and help you make money, identify potentially good projects. Um, the current trending coins at the moment, Phantom again, that is now smashed up to 78 cents. So Phantom is 150x from when I did the Udemy video. So 100 bucks would have got you 15 grand right now. A grand would have got you 150 grand, and so on and so on. What's thrilling about that is I know a couple of my students have definitely got enough to pay off mortgages thanks to that. Also, Fala is trending, which I'm super pleased about. I've talked about Fella in the past. I certainly hold a bag of Fella and will continue to do so. It's up about 100+% so far today. Right, before I review a token in particular or a project, I just wanted to talk about actually how I look at, or the timeframes I look at when I'm actually purchasing something. Um, so when the market's had a dip, I'm very keen to buy. Okay. But what I tend to do is wait till about, so in the UK, it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock, usually more like 3 o'clock, 3:30. The reason being, while cryptocurrencies are traded completely differently in terms of time frame to the normal stock exchanges, um, the American Stock Exchange opens at 9:30, so about 1:30 in England. Um, and the first couple of hours give you a clear indication of what's happening. Like those first 2 hours, so from 1:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon in the UK, it gives you a time frame for looking at. It gives you a period where you can see how the markets are starting to transition. So if I'm starting to see currencies reducing and reducing, reducing in that two in and declining in those 2 hours, then I won't buy. If I'm starting to see that projects are starting to gain value over those 2 hours, that's when I buy because I'm going to buy in at a point where the market is starting to take the swing in the right direction. It is worth thinking about, guys, when you're thinking of when you're looking at getting into a project. And I do understand the logic of I just want to get into a project, but you also want to get a good buy point. So it is worth considering, like the time frames that you're going to do this. Um, Right. So anyway, I got inundated with requests to review projects yesterday. I hope I said this right. Gevorg from Armenia, what's up? Asked me to take a look at Sora, um, and I found this project quite interesting. Sora is. Let's get it up. Where we got? So Sora, right. It's built on currently built on a Hyperledger, sorry. But it's the version 2 is built or going to be built on Substrate and is planned to be a Kusama and Polkadot parachain. Always good, right? Right now there is huge hype behind Polkadot for very, very good reasons. Um, and that is of serious um, consequence in terms of if it becomes a parachain. We've seen the growth of projects, Kusama to name one, right? To Kusama's done a 200 and plus X once it from its initial development because it became a parachain. Their roadmap is quite interesting in terms of what they are looking to achieve this year. And the thing that I'm probably most excited about is Poker Swap, which is what they're looking into. So I'm going to give just my honest opinion on this. So Sora and the token is XOR is an elastic supply, right? So it's managed by a token bonding curve. My feelings on elastic supplies swing, okay? Because I've seen some rebasing projects that just gone horribly wrong. Um, but there are a number of elastic supply projects out there, and they are becoming more and more and more prevalent in the space, down to DeFi, basically. Um, but there's only ever going to be 350,000, or it's going to be capped at 350,000. However, as the token supply is going to be elastic, right? So it means that um, when the token supply increases, the price will also increase and vice versa. The idea being try to prevent the ridiculous price fluctuations that we sometimes see. The downside to that is you're not going to necessarily see a day where you have a 300% or 200% or even like what happened with Fala today with 100%. Um, the idea is to have a smooth growth or smooth decline. I am genuinely not sure how I feel about that. So if you're unsure about what an elastic supply is, there's an article on Binance Academy. So an elastic supply or rebase token works in a way that the circulating supply expands or contracts due to changes in token price. Now, obviously, Sora is working slightly differently because it's a bonded curve as opposed to being based completely on price action. Interesting, interesting. And I think, quite frankly, with Sora, right now it's priced at $481. Um, the trading volume is not bad, 12 million isn't bad. However, and obviously it's had huge growth from its all-time low in May. However, when we look at the markets, the thing that I would point out is most of these markets, Uniswap and Mooniswap, at the moment you're probably looking at paying $50 to $100 on a transaction fee if you're buying one of those tokens. I definitely think there's room for growth there. Legitimately, I really do. However, it's not the thing I'm the most excited about. By the way, the team is very impressive. Before I sort of move on, so the CEO is the founder of or co-founder of Soromitsu. So that's what this is. But he works as a research engineer at ATR's Department of Neuroinformatics. Additionally, he's helped on other blockchain projects in the past. The other co-founder was, well, there are three. One of the co-founders was a consultant for Deloitte. That's never a bad thing. That's a major company. And the other CEO, the other co-founder is CEO of SAR and an accelerator for high-tech startups, right? So he knows the space, and he is also a founder and CEO of a venture capital firm. That bodes very well in terms of potentially bringing in venture capitalist investors. They've got a good team of advisors, okay, from the guy that co-authored the Hyperledger white paper, director of Base Inc., and one of the men who was a CEO of Aon Bank Limited and Aon Financial Services, as well as the Bureau of Ministry of Finance. All of that bodes very well because obviously when regulation starts being more prevalent, and advisors like that is going to be very, very useful. I am impressed with the layout of the project and roadmap. Sora is not the thing I'm most excited about though. PokerSwap is, right? Val is the other, is a governance token, by the way, so that rewards validators, so they do airdrops. This isn't bad either. Any governance tokens tend to be doing quite well at the moment. But PokerSwap, right? Uniswap right now is sitting on an enormous market cap. I mean, if we look at Uniswap, and Uniswap will still go up. Uniswap's sitting on a market cap of 7 billion. I legitimately think that is likely to hit, certainly 50 billion is actually a reasonable market cap for Uniswap to hit. You can totally see it. It might only hit 20 billion, okay? But I think 50 is probably more likely. Now, PokerSwap could do very, very well, and it might not necessarily hit the heights of Uniswap. However, it will have a run, and I am very interested in getting into this as soon as possible. So it's the utility and governance token used to reward liquidity providers on PokerSwap. Very simply, It's the same functionality as Uniswap. However, it's based on Polkadot. So it's going to be a PokerSwap DEX, but they are going to decrease the supply, and I like that a lot. The burning of tokens really works well. Look at Binance. Look at BNB. They burn off a lot. KuCoin have been doing that to some degree. But projects that are burning off the tokens and reducing the amount of circulating supply increases the value for holders. I really like this. So at first, 90% of burned PSwap tokens are reminted to allocate to the liquidity providers, but with time, this percentage will decrease to 35%, right? But the 0.3% fee for every swap is used to buy back tokens which are then burned. So decreasing that supply is going to provide an immense amount of value to PSwap in the long run. And in the short term, they are looking to get PSwap up and running within the second quarter of this year. It will probably be less time because we're not actually, if we look up PSwap, yeah, nothing there yet. Okay, but they are going to get this up and running by second quarter. Where is it? Users will be able to swap tokens with PokerSwap. There you go. So we're in the process of that right now. This could be massive. Now, how it's launched is going to have an impact on how I get into it, because I am at the end of my tether to some degree with stuff like PokerStarter and Uniswap. While I think they're excellent in terms of an opportunity to get in on a project, unfortunately, the rampant bots at the beginning of a launch and the gas wars that are currently in place is making it not worthwhile, in my eyes, to buy a project, because I believe you can get in on a better price, or not necessarily better price, but for less money by waiting a little bit and not paying the extortionate gas fees. I tried to get on another project on PokerSwap, I think it was Spider DAO, and I was only buying about, I can't even remember, I think it was about an Ethereum, like worth of Spider DAO, and the transaction fee they were trying to charge me is 1.2 Ethereum, because people were just pumping up their transaction fees. And unfortunately, because of the layout of stuff like Ethereum, that's how you get your transaction process faster, as if you're willing to pay more. And at some point, you've got to sort of accept a limit to that. And I'm quite happy with that. It has meant I've missed out on stuff like Yearn Finance, because I wasn't willing to pay $300 for a transaction fee. So if PokerSwap's launched on PokerStarter or Uniswap, I'd be hesitant trying to get in on the first day, because I think the fees will be not worthwhile when you wait maybe 2 or 3 days, and you can probably get in at a better price with far lower fees. But this project is exceptionally exciting to me. Far more than Sora itself, PSwap is going to take a share of stuff like Uniswap in the long run, because Polkadot and the Polkadot ecosystem is going to be so exciting for everyone. I think PSwap could have a serious run. And depending on what it launches at, this could very much be a 100x type of coin. So, to my friend from Armenia, I want to thank you for bringing this to my attention. I hope that sort of answered your questions. But it's definitely an interesting project. And like I said, I think there's room for the Sora, the actual Sora token, Zor, to run. However, for me, the excitement is definitely PSwap. Anyway, guys, we're nearly at Friday. Tomorrow will be, how the market ends tomorrow will be a good indicator of how it's going to proceed over the weekend. So keep that in mind. If anyone wants me to check anything out, write in the comments and I'll give it a look. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully we will see a lovely green day today. Take care and stay safe. Bye.